Several national title contenders rest in the Big Ten. Are they worth betting on or betting against? I'll have that answer for you guys in just a moment. Mark Zinno here for Wager Talk YouTube and picks and parlays as we look at my Big Ten future bets. 4 different plays I'm going to give you guys coming up here in just a moment, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But first, as always, I remind you guys to check out the Morning Wager every single Monday through Friday right here on the Wager Talk YouTube page. Brian Power and I get together for a whole lot of great information. We give you 3 free plays every single show. Guys, 2 of those 3 plays are going to be winners for you. How do I know that? Because the free play has been hitting 60% since the beginning of the year, and we are handing out winners for you guys just for tuning in. Of course, as well, we go down every single game on the board that day. Right now, we're going through Major League Baseball, but we're going to have that same thing when we're going on during football season. We'll look at all the college football, all the NFL. Every single day, we're going to be doing that stuff for you guys. And then, of course, what we do is we offer you the very best deal out there. The buy one, get one 3-day pass. It's right there on your screen. You get all of Brian Power's plays. You get all of my plays for one price alone. This is the only deal out there where you're going to get 2 cappers for the price of 1 on a daily basis. No other deal that's offered gives you 2 cappers for the price of 1. That's why you take advantage of it. You got long-term profitability, long-term consistency from BP and I, both of us, and we bring you guys home a whole bunch of winners. Speaking of long-term, lock in the rest of the year right now. I know the number looks big, but you have to just kind of grasp what you're getting in here. The entire college football regular season, most of bowl season, including the college football playoff. I mean, other than the semifinals and the finals, all that is in there for you guys. So that's included. You get 17 to 18 weeks of the NFL regular season, the start of the NHL and the NBA, all those major college basketball tournaments that kick off, the top 25 action that goes on at the beginning of the year. That's awesome. You're going to get all of that included. Every single 5% best bet as well. This is long-term savings, long-term profitability, long-term value. That's where your mind rests. If you're not into the long-term deal, though, take advantage of the short-term stuff. 6 days, $69. Buy 3, get 3 free. It's a summer special. It's good through August 31st. You can see it right there on your bottom of your screen as I hide that little banner for you. Offer ends on August 31st. It's there for you guys to take advantage of. You're going to get every play in every sport, the 5% best bets as well. And then, of course, I need to remind you guys, okay, about one of the best contests we have going on right now, right there. Splash Sports, $21 million Pro Football Survivor contest. Use the code WagerTalk. You get $100 on Splash Sports. BP and I have a joint entry together. You can go head-to-head against us. We'll be talking about our Survivor selections every Friday on the show. And guess what? We are going to win the $21 million, and you're going to have to take it from us. That's at least the goal. That's what we're going to try to do. But we want you guys to join in. And if you guys sign up and you send me a screenshot of your entry form that you've entered the contest, the $21 million Pro Football Survivor contest on Splash Sports, I'll give you a week's worth of free plays through DM as well. All right, let's turn our attention here to the Big Ten. And I'm going to give you guys 4 different win total bets to consider within the conference. Now, some of these are other bets, not necessarily on your favorites like Oregon, Ohio State, or Indiana. I think Indiana over 10.5 wins is really good. I think Oregon over 10.5 wins is really good. And Ohio State possibly maybe under. We'll see what happens. I mean, who knows? But these are the bets that I like the best. And we're going to start here with USC under 5.5 conference wins. Now, this one pains me a little bit because I'm a huge fan of Lincoln Riley as a coach. I think he's really good. And I also think college football is better when the Trojans are good. But there is just so much here from a scheduling standpoint. And if you played any of my bets last season, okay, you know that I focused on the fact that the Trojans have struggled on the road since joining the Big Ten. 2024, they lost every road game outside the Pacific time zone. Last year, they won 2 of their 4 games outside the West Coast, but it was at Purdue, okay, who was awful, and Nebraska, who wasn't very good either. So this is something that Riley has to prove that he can overcome in order to take the next step. Even though USC's got the nation's #1 recruiting class, it's still really hard to trust them. This season, 4 of the 5 Trojan road games are traveling east, including one to Indiana, who's probably a better team than they are. And, oh, by the way, their home games are still against Ohio State and Oregon. So those aren't automatic wins either at home. So, like, if we look at their schedule objectively, we could seed road wins at Rutgers, Wisconsin, and UCLA, just based on the fact that UCLA is better talent, a better program. Finding 3 more wins is tough. That would include them stealing at least 1 from the Buckeyes, the Ducks, and the Hoosiers. Like, one of those 3 they would have to win, and probably Washington. So a lot has to go right for USC to win 6 games this year. Now, on the flip side, if they do actually win 6 games, I think this team is in the college playoff. It's 6 conference games it is. I think this team is in the college football playoff discussion. This is a 9-3 team probably, or 10-2 team that should be in the college football playoff. And I think it's really, going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Speaking of the college football playoff, the next bet I want you to look at is Penn State to make the CFP. This is more about pricing and value than anything else. Now, objectively, if you look at Penn State's win total, it's at 8.5, but it's juiced heavy to the over at -166. You'd like to flip it to go to 9.5, right? Which means they would have to win 10 games. That's priced at +140. But Penn State to make the CFP is at +360. If the Nittany Lions make it to 10-2, that should be enough to get them in the playoff. I mean, Notre Dame was 10-2 last year, missed the playoffs, and we know why, because of the schedule that they played. They weren't in a conference and everything else. Penn State doesn't have to deal with that. 10-2 in the Big Ten, they are going to the playoffs. Now, the Penn State schedule this year has probably been more favorable than any point during James Franklin tenure. They don't play Ohio State, Oregon, or Indiana. They don't have any of them. They only have 4 conference road games. Even if they lose their road games at Michigan and Washington, their other road games are very winnable at Northwestern and at Maryland. Now, I know Matt Campbell's taken over with a lot of change in Happy Valley, but I think there's reason for optimism here. And this is a solid flyer bet. Speaking of flyer bets, I'll give you 2 more. Maryland, over 3.5 conference wins, and now your jaw must hit the floor. Like, Maryland, you got to be kidding me. Mike Loxley's tenure at Maryland hasn't been impressive, particularly his Big Ten record, 16-43 since 2019. It's awful. But the Terps returned 16 starters this year, including sophomore Malik Washington. He's their quarterback. The growth for him could be the biggest difference in an offense now that's more designed for him. The Terps returned 8 starters and defensive coordinator Ted Monachino, who won a Super Bowl, by the way, with the Ravens. So they might be prepared to take the biggest jump. Maryland has a bunch of coin flip games that they really could win. So if we're talking about over 3.5 conference wins, they get UCLA at home. They have to travel to Nebraska, who they have their own questions at quarterback this year. They get a road game at Purdue, is going to be awful, and a home game with Wisconsin, who Maryland beat last year. These are all winnable games. Plus, if they take care of Rutgers at home, I think they can get to 4 conference wins here. I think it sets up very favorably for them to do so. All right, one more bet here I'm going to give you in the Big Ten. Wisconsin, under 6.5 wins total. Luke Fickell hasn't exactly brought the Badgers back to prominence. They had one of the worst offenses in the country last year at 12.8 points per game. They went to Old Dominion to get Colton Joseph, their quarterback. It's a huge jump to the Big Ten. Even if the Badgers see a considerable improvement on offense, is it really enough to make a dent in Big Ten defenses? I just don't think so. Now, the Badgers avoid Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana, but that's the only thing that makes me think that they can get to six wins here, but not 7. They face Notre Dame in the opener. They have Penn State on the road. They have USC at home. It's probably too much of a jump in 1 year with only 10 starters returning for me to think that the Badgers are going to win 7 games, even with an easier schedule. So those are my Big Ten preview, Big Ten futures bets for you guys as well. Reminder to take advantage of the morning wager. Buy one, get one with me and Brian Power, and sign up for the Splash Talk Pro Football Survivor Contest. Use the code WagerTalk. You get $100 at Splash Sports. Best of luck with all your college football future bets. Go cash some tickets. We'll talk to you next time.